Welcome to the Diablo 4 Campfire Chat.
Oha, Türkçe altyazı var lan. Müzik.
Welcome to BlizzCon 2023. Wow, this is crazy. This is awesome seeing so many people. Very different than
Bu çocuk çok iyi çalışıyor ya.
back in the office for sure. But thank you all for joining us on a very special version of Diablo's Campfire Chat.
Bu herif
We kicked off this program as a live stream, as you all
müthiş
know.
bir insan yani.
It's an amazing feeling to see us actually do this here in front of a live audience now at BlizzCon.
İşini hakikaten bu sektörde bu kadar iyi yapan nadir insanlardan biridir herhalde.
And learn more about our wonderful panelists here for today's Campfire Chat. So let's go right into it. Brent. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is Brent's first time up here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know.
Oha, şu mont çok iyi değil mi oğlum? Mont inanılmaz hoşuma gitti. Rengi çok güzel. Kırmızı desen kırmızı değil, bordo desen bordo değil.
I was a part of the Vicarious Visions team that came together with Team 3 a couple years ago to make Diablo 4.
Diablo'da yeni sınıf gelecekmiş. Healer gibi bir şey gelebilir mi? Biraz WoW sistemine çevirebilirler mi? Dungeon ya da Raid gibi. Yok, onu o kadar çevirmezler. Yani heal'lı olan bir şeyler belki getirirler de. Diablo 3'te support şöyle vardı. Monk vardı. O heal atıyordu etrafına. Eko, teşekkürler bu arada abonelik için de bildirim gelmiyor abi. Anlamadım ya. Eyvallah, sağ ol. Chat'te yazınca görüyorsun yani. Diablo 3'te support Monk vardı. Ha, geldi şimdi. 8. ay. Eyvallah Eko, sağ ol. Ne diyorduk? Monk vardı. İşte damage vurdukça etrafını heal'lıyordu falan bir şeyler. Veyahut da bir tane heal'ı vardı. Birkaç tane heal'ı vardı falan. Bir de Crusader vardı. Crusader'ın da ufak tefek. Crusader daha böyle tankımsı bir şeydi. Ama onun da etrafa böyle heal'ları vardı ufak tefek. Buna da öyle bir şey getirebilirler tabii ki ama çok WoW kafasına döndürmeden getirebilirler. Getirirlerse. Çünkü bu oyundaki en büyük amaç hani her şeyi tek yapabiliyor olman. Tek yapacaksın, gireceksin, onu keseceksin, bunu keseceksin. Her şeyi tek başına yapabiliyor olman lazım, anladın mı? Selam Blackhan, hoş geldin. Evet, aynen. Onlar gibi işte, buff'lar gibi. Hani böyle direkt heal atıyorum, ben healer'ım değil de ufak tefek heal'ları olan, hatta şey de yapabildiğin, ya biz 4 kişilik bir grubuz abi, hep 4 kişi oynuyoruz. O yüzden ben healer'a dönüyorum diyebilirsin mesela, atıyorum. Monk'ta falan onu yapabiliyorsun. Yine tabii ki şey gibi, WoW gibi bir healer olmuyor ama Voodoo ve Barbarella bile supportluyorduk bir adı işte. Aynen. WoW 2 geliyormuş. WoW 2 yani geldi işte. WoW 2 hani isim olarak WoW 2 demin de söyledim. O gün de söyledim. WoW 2'nin WoW 2 böyle hani isim olarak WoW 2 gelecek değil de bence mentalite olarak WoW 2'ye şu an geçtik işte. New Saga. Hani yeni bir sagaya geçtik. Oradan takılacağız.
Multiple teams, Brent,
Yes.
that are working on Diablo 4. So, and you yourself are going to be talking specifically about the expansion here today. So yeah, it's great to hear that we have multiple groups working on the
Sen
game.
manyaksın.
We're all one big team, which is the exciting part.
Yeah, very big team. And of course,
Dur, WoW'a geçeceğiz şimdi. Diablo'yu işleyelim önce. Diablo'yu konuşalım, izleyelim.
Those groups are going to be working on seasons.
Bu Campfire'ı izlememiştik.
And of course, the expansion that we have here. Next up, though, we actually have Tiffany, who's going to be talking here. Actually, do we have...
Her gün hadi gelsin de gazlayayım onu da.
Hey, I'm Tiffany.
Uyuyordur herhalde bu saatte, ne bileyim.
Yeah, Tiffany. I was was not pausing for applause. I'm just awkward. But this is my 14th BlizzCon. It's my 9th as an employee. I first attended as a part of the community in 2005, so it's really special to be up here. I've worked on the Diablo franchise for 12 years now, starting on Diablo 3 12 years ago, and then moving on to Diablo
Oha
4 for
12
the
yıldır
past
kız Diablo'da
10
çalışıyor. Blizzard'da çalışıyor. Düşünsene.
Brent and I actually unknowingly worked on the same game
Yine bir 50
back in
koparalım.
2009, Marvel Ultimate Alliance
O gün 100 mü
2.
koparmıştın?
Yeah,
Adamı
it
ittire
was
kaktıra.
awesome.
Yapma lan.
It's a big throwback.
So it's been such a thrill to work with him and a bunch of the others from the Albany office again on Diablo for the past few years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. We have Kaylee Calder here. Kaylee is
Ses
actually
iyi mi
the
bu arada?
face from the Diablo side. You may have seen her in some of the videos.
Şeyin
for
sesi, videonun
our
sesi.
seasons and everything. Kaylee?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Kaylee Calder, and I am one of the lead game producers on Diablo 4. Like Tiffany and a lot of our team, I have been working on Diablo for the last 10 years across both Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. This is my first
İyi mi?
time on
Okey.
stage at BlizzCon,
Çok kısık olmasın
I'm
da.
so honored. Thank you.
Ablanın üstündeki de
I'm
güzel.
so excited
Şu
to be
abinin
here
üstündeki
with all of
efsane.
you.
Benim çok
I'm a
hoşuma
little
gitti şu.
nervous, but it's so good to see
Alsana
everyone
bana
here.
Eko onu.
And I'm really excited to talk to you today
Kesin
about
shop'ta
some
vardır.
changes coming to season 2, some additions and other features.
Bakayım hatta. Neydi? Blizzard Diablo 4 Shop. Hemen söylüyorum sana karşım fiyatını. Aa nerede lan? Bunlar oyun içi itemlar hemen. Nereye bakacağız? BlizzCon Collection'a mı bakacağız? Yo. Wishlist. Go to shop menu. Allah Allah. Burada nerede ya o şeyler? Yok kupalardı bilmem nelerdi falan da hep satılırdı ya. Gear Blizzard. Allah Allah. Yes, take me to European store. Continue browsing European store. Bu ne lan? Overwatch 2. Allah'ım ne kadar... Ha yeni Hero'nun çantası. Oo, bunlar güzelmiş. Azeroth, Diablo. Oo. Oha çok iyi lan. O mont yok deme bana ya. O montun olması lazım. Eko alacak bana o monttan. Söz verdi kardeşim. Kolej montu. Vallahi yok. Rezillik. Adama niye giydirip çıkarttınız oğlum o zaman? Jacket. Oo burada vardır kesin. Yok. Burada da yok. İnanılmaz değil mi? Yoksa ceket mi değil? Ha bak bu var o diğer herifte. Şu... Ay tıkladım yanlışlıkla. Oha bu ne Chicago Bulls montu. Of bu çok güzelmiş. Beyzbol şeyi. Bu ne, dildo mu bu amına koyayım? Ha, power bank. Power bankmiş. Allah Allah, mont inanılmaz. Ben olsam birinci sıraya koyarım abi. En çok dikkat çeken mont o. İnanılmaz, yok. Şaka gibi. Neyse, devam.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kaylee. And of course, we have Mr. Joe Shelley here, a very familiar face on all our Diablo 4 campfire chats. Joe, welcome again.
Thank you, Adam, and thank all of you. I really want to thank all of you for being here and submitting questions. We're going to take questions at the end. And really, for all the feedback that you've given us throughout the launch of the game and Season 1, it's incredible to have Campfire Chat, but with this huge array of other attendees.
Bu ses takılması bizden mi ya?
Exactly. Thank
Yoksa
you so much, Joe. And of course, I am
videodan
Adam
mı?
Fletcher. I'm the director of community for Diablo. Thank you. So weird with an audience. And I will be today's host and moderator. I want to thank you all again for taking the time to join us on this very special Diablo 4 campfire chat. And I do also want to give a huge call out.
O ne lan, hakikaten ne güzelmiş.
Campfire that we did bring in for this.
Şey yapmışlar.
I joked it's got
Peluş
soft lighting.
campfire
There you
yapmışlar.
go, first fun of the day. We're already good. We're doing well. But to kick off activities, I know the dev team, they do actually have some news to follow up regarding yesterday's announcements. So let me actually pass it off to the team. So, Brent?
Yeah, we're really excited to show the sneak peek for the next chapter of Hatred. We've been on pins and needles to share some of the information from the expansion for a very long time. And it's going to be taking us to a brand new place. And it's really cool because it's actually in contrast to that dark gothic setting that we're used to seeing in the main game. We're going to go to some place that has a bit of a different flavor. So for those of you who are new to the franchise, it's going to be new, it's going to be fresh. But for some of you who have been with us all along, we're going to go take a trip down memory lane and actually go to a place that's a little nostalgic. So with that being said, let's take a look.
Oldu mu? Oldu. Ona uğraşıyorum zaten. Mephisto'nun sesi çok iyi ya.
There will be no salvation in the light.
Right. Vessel of Hatred. Yeni expansion bu. Diablo bence itemlarda aradığımız özellikleri işaretleme gelmeli. Item parasını boş boşuna bir sürü item bakıyorum, çok yoruyor.
There we have it. It's so cool to see on the big stage, you know, Diablo
Yani
4, Vessel of Hatred coming in late
olabilir, evet.
2024.
Yeah.
I mean, Brent, what does an expansion mean for Diablo 4?
Well, first off, I want to talk a little bit about breaking the color convention. You've been giving me
I've got green shoes
all
on.
sorts of grief over my green jacket. I like
Diablo
green.
2'de galiba ikinci
yeah,
ek değil miydi bu,
so,
burası? İkinci ek değil mi? Orman vardı. Orası ikinci ek değil miydi? Üçüncü ek miydi? Hatırlayamadım tam. Ya 2 ya 3 olması lazım. Sanki. Bu arada en sevilmeyen eklerden bir tanesiydi. Herkesin sevdiği diye tanıttılar ama belki ironi yapmışlardır, bilmiyorum. İlk tanıttıklarında, ilk günde herkesin çok sevdiği falan diye tanıtmışlardı da kimse sevmiyordu orayı yani. Çok büyük bir haritaydı.
For us, expansions are important because it's a great opportunity to take one big cohesive step forward. You know, when it comes to continuing our dark story, exploring the new region we're going to talk about today, or even new ways to play with new monsters and a new class, we want to make sure that all of these things go together in a really nice way. And I've been joking for a little bit about how this is kind of like making a really good burger, right? You want to make sure that you're pulling in all of the ingredients that you need.
Aynen.
So that,
Yani bataklık,
when they all
orman.
come together and you take one big bite, all those flavors are working together.
İğrenç bir
So
haritaydı.
for us, that cohesiveness is really important.
So you say burger. There are a lot of variations of burgers. There's like single burgers or like maybe a double from In-N-Out or something like that.
So hungry now.
Yeah. What,
You know,
haven't
coming
eaten
from
yet.
Albany, the In-N-Out, I'm down. That's great.
So what kind of burger is this?
That's a good question. You know, I guess I look at it as kind of like a bacon barbecue burger with all the classic ingredients.
Ne bu örnekler abi?
Jalapenos, right? Like throw something in that's a little bit spicy, a little bit different.
And a
so you
little
have
bit green.
And a little bit green. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Apparently.
So yeah, we want to make sure that we have all the nice traditional ingredients that speak directly to the core of our audience, but we're also offering things that are new.
Awesome. Well, I know with Vessel of Hatred, a new expansion, there's going to be some story and lore kind of attached to it. And let's kind of talk a little bit more about story. What do you think, Tiffany?
Yeah, so when we last left off in the main campaign, Nerel was traveling south with the stone with Mephisto. He got himself trapped in there again, as you know he tends to do.
Vay
She's
görsele
been
bak.
following the footsteps of a prophet of light, looking for a way to deal with this stone and the prime evil that's trapped within. Now, she's a really fascinating character because she's a child, but she's been through a ton of trauma, so spoilers if you haven't played the main campaign of Diablo. But here she is directly challenging the influence of a prime evil, something the Haradrim have always famously failed at. So for players that might be jumping into Diablo 4 for the first time with the Vessel of Hatred, they'll have the choice to either play through the main campaign or jump directly into the new chapter. There will be a recap in the game, so you'll have full context to all the events of Sanctuary that played out in the main campaign. So don't worry, you won't miss out on anything if you want to just see what's happening with Nerel and explore those jungles.
Okey, recap yapacaklarmış. Hikayeyi oynatmayacaklar yani.
All right, I love this picture. He's real creepy. It looks like he's coming out of a mud bath of sorts.
Bunun
So
Mephisto
this is
olduğunu zaten
Mephisto.
biliyorduk
He
bu
is
arada.
my
Bunu
favorite
geçen gün şey diye
evil.
açıkladılar da.
I think he's just a badass. If you don't know who he is the Lord of Hatred, and he is the father of Lilith. So I believe that makes him
İşte bu gördüğümüz visionlar
Granddaddy of Mephisto
granddaddy
here.
of
Yeah.
Mephisto'ymuş
Yeah.
falan dediler de Mephisto olduğu zaten belli değil miydi bilmiyorum. Ben ilk oynadığımda direkt Mephisto demiştim. Ana hikayeyi bitirince bu visionları görüyorduk.
They're very bad at that. It tends to happen. So he's, as you heard in the trailer, every step of the way that Nerel is taking with him, he is pushing against her, constantly trying to unravel every single moment. That
Salak kız da aldı. Sen kimsin lan küçücük bok kadar boyunla? Mephisto'yu aldı eline kaçtı ya bir de kimseye söylemeden.
Yeah, so with Vessel of Hatred, you know, we even saw it a little bit in the teaser. It seems like we're actually going to be
Ben halledeceğim bunu deyip.
I know you guys have actually mentioned Nahantu. Can you tell us a little bit more about Nahantu, Brett?
Yeah, so we're going to a whole new region called Nahantu. Now, for those of you guys who know the history of Sanctuary, you know that heading south actually means going to Torjan. When we started off with the expansion, we decided as a team to really think about how we're referencing cultures moving forward. And for those of you who may not know, the Torjan people are a real people.
En sağdaki aynen. Diğerlerini bilmiyorum da. 12 yıldır.
But for us as creatives, we want to make sure that
Diablo
we're
3'te
always in a
girmiş.
position where we're being inspired by, as opposed to lifting from. And so, because of that, we decided to review some of our names and make some changes.
So how are we kind of doing this in game?
We've actually decided to fold it in creatively. So for those of the people who are outside of the region, you know, maybe you were from the Dry Steppes, you know this place as Torjan. But the people who are there know it as Nahantu. And so you're going to see that folded into the story in some really creative ways to give that name some power.
Awesome. I know we have a lot of cool art to show. Like here, right here, we're seeing kind of
Ömrünün üçte birini geçirmiş, aynen.
Yes, so everything starts here at the River Gate.
Hangi bineği alacaksın bu arada? Kaçırdın. Nightmare yapıyordun. Wall bineği mi?
It's been closed off from the
Ne bineği ya?
things that have been going on with Lilith over the last several moments of our story.
Binek ne
You can
alaka
imagine this
anlamadım.
monolithic
Aşlandır.
statue where the doors have been closed for the last several decades, and now they're open. And we're going to see what happens with Neyril as she passes through these gates. If you look at this next image,
Binek
we
alacağız
like to
bana.
look at the jungle as this place that is a
Ben öyle bir şey mi dedim?
wild and dangerous place. We
Şiyo
also
hiç binek
love
konusu
the
geçmedi
idea
ya.
that it's a living, breathing character of its own.
Başka birini mi dinliyordun?
It expresses itself in different ways throughout the game. And so this concept is a really good example of where things from the outside may have come in, but the jungle's going to reclaim it. Right?
Ha,
You're gonna see
yok
these
binek değil,
branches,
mont.
pulling back some of the architecture that you would see through the region. But for the things that have been there all along, it's going to live symbiotically with, and so you can watch the river flow through the structures of the area as well.
You know what? This is actually one of my favorite concept pieces that we've made for the expansion so far. Because even though it's an environmental scene, it really just shows the depth and scale of the jungle.
Oha,
which is not
biz
really
buradayız.
like a
Karakter
place we've
burada.
ever gone
Büyüklüğe
to
bak.
before within Diablo 4 so far. And it just really inspired the team as well when they saw it. Just that feeling of like.
Bir harf
scale.
nelere kadir, aynen. Mount değil, mont.
That's a good way to describe it.
The
Ceket.
idea that these roots are so old that they stretch across the chasms in the area. You can see there's a very small character in the middle of that branch.
very hard to see.
Ben de ne diyor diyorum, mount. Ne mount?
It creates a sense of scale that allows us to do a lot with
Binek.
right? So it's not just trees in the area. These trees are actually fixtures or structures of the place as well.
Şansımıza
You know, we've seen
satılmıyor.
a lot of
Hakikaten ha.
environments, and I know
Şaka
there's
gibi.
a lot of also architecture here in the haunt too. So
Bunu gördük bak.
show us a little bit more about that as well.
Gömleği.
So this is a great image that starts to show how we
güzel
wanted
şu.
to integrate a lot of the natural features of the world in with the architecture. And so you can see the river is flowing
Türkiye'ye gönderim
around,
yapıyor mu?
this
Yapıyordur
place
herhalde
right
ya.
here. All of
Emin
this
değilim de.
starts from a place called Kuros. So
Avrupa
for those of
seçimi
you who've
var.
been with us for a while, Kuros is an iconic place that
İngiltere
sits in
ayrı,
the
Amerika
jungle.
ayrı, bir de Avrupa geneli
And
ayrı.
it's not just a town, it's not just a capital, it's a sprawling city. So you can imagine a lot of these structural elements popping up all over the place, spreading across the entire jungle. And this is just one piece that shows the potential of that. If you take a look at this next one, I love this. This is one of my favorite concepts of the entire package. This is a perfect example on how we're folding in that living, breathing jungle into the architecture. I got to give a huge shout out to the team. The level of detail that we put into this is absolutely incredible. They pay attention to our environments just as much
Steam'de
as
dolara geçiyor, aynen.
our characters. So all
Bizde
the
sürekli
details that
dalgalandığı
Lilith
için
or
fiyat
Narys
değişimiyle
is the
uğraşmak
same
istemiyorlar.
amount of detail
Ama
as you would see
fiyatlarda
in a piece
değişiklik
like this.
olmaz
So,
fazla.
big shout out to the team.
MENA bölgesine
Hope they
geçirecekler
can-
bizi.
Yeah.
Orada da normalde atıyorum biz 900 TL aldığımız oyun o bölge fiyatıyla 910 TL falan gibi hani.
Like Kuros, and you know, it's a very recognizable place, like or in the Diablo history. Like, can you get into a little bit more detail for us of like some of these maybe recognizable places that we'll kind of come across?
Yeah, I love to talk about these next few concepts here. So I was a big player of Diablo 2 myself, so you may recognize some of these places. We keep talking about bringing you back somewhere nostalgic. So we're going to start with the dock towns. So you can visit the original Kuros docks from D2 Act 3.
Bak, Act
through
3'müş.
time, it's changed.
Act
It's
3.
been 72 years
Act
since the
3'müş.
events of Diablo 2 in the world of Sanctuary has been
Dedim ya 2 ya da 3 diye.
so I'm excited to jump in there and see what the denizens have been up to. See if there's anybody that's still around from the past
Indie
72
küçük oyunlar
years.
evet
Like
fiyatı
Brian
artar
Taylor was saying
muhtemelen.
earlier, a concept piece like this really gives me this incredible sense of scale in the world of Sanctuary, and I'm super excited to explore areas like that. We know that locations like this really set the tone for successfully delivering on that nostalgia and embracing that legacy of the Diablo universe. So the capital Kuros is something that we've always wanted to know more about. So this is a clip that's actually from the teaser that we've showed you a couple times now. And this is that incredible ziggurat with really, really creepy Grandpa Mephisto talking over it. So we've always wanted to know what's under the ziggurat. What's amazing about this is that for the dev team, this is one of the earliest sources of inspiration when we started working on the expansion. And so seeing it make all the way from original concept into the actual teaser that we showed this weekend is really exciting. So we've got one more really, really cool place to show you.
Pazolarınız
So
bari
this
dışarı
is the
saydınlık
temple city
olsaydı.
of Travancore, and it's where the Horadrim originally imprisoned Mephisto in his soul stone. It's deep inside Kurast, and I am so excited to go in there and see what's happened in the last
12 yıldır Diablo çalışmak demek ki geliri iyi yani. Bizim kafalar anca buna takılıyor. Değil mi? TL olacak, 10 TL zam gelecek. Fuck.
Under Travancore and sort of revisit that area. It's such a memorable area from B3.
Yeah, Travancore was super memorable. Act 3, everyone remembering as they're fighting the council there. So it's great that we can revisit that.
Ay
here
o
in
council
Vessel of
hakikaten
Hatred.
ne zor
And of
fight'tı.
course, a big question I know that people have with Vessel of Hatred, does that mean a new class is coming? Brent, do you have any more info that you can share?
Yeni class'la
We've
ilgili
been on Reddit asking questions about the new class.
bilgi.
It's the number one question we've been getting all week. You know, when we started off, we were still making the main game, and I'm really proud of the fact that we delivered 5 classic classes. Right? We got that great feeling of all of them spread around the campfire. It felt really, really good. And so
Omuz
when
fiyatındaki
we're
karakteri
talking about
hoşuma
the
gitti.
expansion,
Hangisi?
we
O
had a
en
decision to
sağdaki
make.
mi?
We're kind of at a crossroads of, do we do another classic, or do we do something new?
Hah,
And the team really thought about it hard, and we felt we have a
Yeni bir şey.
responsibility to actually bring new things
Aynen.
to Sanctuary. Like, this game
Yes.
is really big, this world is very big. We need to continue to broaden it. And so
Yeni
we
bir
made the
şey.
choice to go with something new.
So you're saying new here,
ablanın ha.
and we're seeing a lot of jungle environments, obviously.
Yes.
So does that for sure rules out something like the Witch Doctor?
Yes, that for sure rules
Yeah,
out.
it's absolutely a brand new class. It is not the Witch Doctor.
Oba, güzel Witch Doctor gelmiyor. Tamamen yeni bir class geliyor.
Witch Doctor. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we said new
Ben diyordum
class.
zaten. Daha geçen gün
Awesome.
konuştuk
That
bunu
was great that we got
hatırlarsanız.
to see kind of-
Bence yeni bir
get
şey
a little bit more
getirmeleri
information
lazım
about Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred.
diyordum. Getiriyorlar.
Again, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is coming out in late 2024. We'll actually have more news next summer
2024'ün
about Diablo
sonunda
4.
gelecek. Yazında daha detaylı bilgi vereceklermiş.
Going green.
I'm glad you're color coordinated for this, Brent. So, but we do want to talk more about some of the other items that we talked about in the opening ceremony yesterday. And so, Joe, I know, wants to talk a little bit about season 2 and what's coming.
Witch Doctor güzel
Yeah,
tabii de
absolutely. So, you
yeni
know,
bir
we've
şey
had,
geliyor olması bence
as I
çok
said
güzel.
here,
Bambaşka
earlier
bir şey.
when I welcomed-
Yani yeni bir şey işte geçen gün de konuşmuştuk yayında. Hani ne bileyim Priest gibi bir şey getirebilirler. Priest temaya çok uyuyor mesela. Caster yap abi Priest. Light Source kullanıyor. Ne bileyim birçok şey yapılabilir yani. Veya işte şu an mesela hani yok işte kan şu bu bilmem ne öyle bir teori vardı. Blood Knight böyle Death Knight gibi hani Blood Knight gibi bir class konuşuluyordu. Oyun ilk çıktığında öyle bir teori vardı. Öyle bir şey yapabilirler. İşte Lilith'in askeri hani tırnak içinde. Lilith bunun kafasına girmiş de karakterin artık ability'leri ne olur tabi bilemeyiz tabi de. Öyle bir teori var. Selam Hammer, hoş geldin. Teşekkürler. O kadar bekleyeceğiz, bir tane getirmesinler bari. Yok canım, bir tane gelecek. O daha fazlası gelmez yani.
all of you. We've had so much community feedback, and it's been incredible for us to be able to release season 2 and bring a lot of those changes to you.
Sezon 2.
And I think we have
Burada da
we
güzel
have a
değişiklikler
roadmap
vardı.
here. You know, you
Roadmap
can see
güzel.
here that on the Season of Blood, some of the things that we
Şunu bir okuyalım. Season of Blood'da ne geliyor? Boss Ladder geliyor. Neye göre yapacaklar bilmiyorum. Faster Experience Gain. Bunu zaten getirmediler mi? Increased Item Power Level geldi. Quality of Life Improvements geldi. Bu ne ya? Bu niye kaldı burada lan?
brought with Season of Blood. If you haven't played since
Bu niye gitmiyor oğlum? Kaldı sol tarafta ya.
launch or since Season 1, you'll be able to check out the new boss ladder.
Patch 1.2.2. Biz şu an hangi patch'teyiz? LoL gibi 10 yılda 200 tane karakter olsun. Yok. Bence olmasın. Yeni karakter iyi hoş da işin önemlisi endgame'i toparlayacak bir şey getirsinler. Oyunun şu halindeki endgame'i resmen boş. Yani ne bileyim. 1-2-1'deyiz. Okey. 1-2-2. Ha zaten November 7th yazıyor. Oha yarın geliyor patch. Class Specific Unique Malignant Rings. Aralık 5'te 1-2-3 geliyor. Enchanting Preview Window. Midnight Light December 12. Holiday Event. New Quest, New Activities. Weekly Challenge. Season of ne lan bu? Ne yazıyor? Burada ne yazıyor?
Leveling, 40% faster leveling, right? The changes, thank you.
Link
That was all
gitti,
me know.
uçtu.
We have an incredibly talented team of system designers who care deeply about the player experience and the feeling of movement through the levels and being able to capture the objective of reaching level.
Endgame yavaş yavaş gelecek ya Hammer. Yani oyun daha çıkalı abi 3 ay oldu baktığında. 2. sezondayız. Yavaş yavaş işte boss ekliyorlar, onu ekliyorlar, bunu ekliyorlar. Hani oyun daha çok yeni. Şimdi Diablo 3 ile veyahut da işte atıyorum PoE ile falan kıyaslamamak lazım. Veyahut da Diablo 2 ile. Neyse. Bunlar yavaş yavaş olacak şeyler yani. Bilmiyorum bana çok batmıyor yani. Zaten oynayacağım bir ay oynayacağım bitecek oyun. Hani daha ne kadar tutsun seni oyunda.
And so that change was something that we thought was really important for season 2. But we also changed things like the way
Her
that
sezonda
item
yeni
power
bosslar
works,
getiriyorlar
right?
işte
So
mesela.
that, as
Ben
you fight more difficult
daha sezonlar çıkmadan söylüyordum mesela. Her sezon böyle 2-3 tane boss getirmeleri lazım. Eğlenceli olsun. Lilith gibi getirseler keşke ki uğraşsak. Hani Lilith'ten daha kolay, çok çok daha kolay. Gidiyorsun one shot atıyorsun neredeyse bütün bosslara da. Daha ne olabilir? Yani düşünüyorum. Bunu şey olarak söylemiyorum yani hani ne olacak ki hani? Endgame'i yani son 10 yılda Endgame'i en dolu çıkmış oyunlardan bir tanesi bu arada Hammer. Yani Endgame'i yok diyoruz ama Helltide'lar, işte Nightmare Dungeon'lar, eee Lilith, Uber Lilith Fight'ı, işte başka ne vardı hatırlamıyorum. Ha, biraz daha detaya in, işte şeyleri, gilfler, eee, gibi gibi yani böyle 5-6 tane içerik var aslında hani. İçerik yok da değil aslında da. PoE'nin tırnağı olamaz. Ne bileyim. PoE işte dediğim gibi abi 10 yıllık oyun. Hani 10 yıllık oyunla kıyaslamamak lazım. Bence. Hani PoE ilk çıktığında anlatıyor insanlar abi. İlk 5 yılı diyorlar yani ve bunu PoE fanlarından duyuyorum. Hani ilk 5 yılı oynanacak bir oyun değil diyorlar PoE mesela. Yüzüne bakmazsın diyorlar anladın mı hani? Kimse oynamadı zaten diyorlar hani. Belli bir yerden sonra o insanlar oynamaya başladı. O yüzden daha var. Yani çok erken hiçbir şey yok ya diyoruz bence. Boss az olmasa lazım unique item'ı bulabilmenin bir değeri olmalı. Shadowlands'ın ilk çıktığı zamandaki zorluk gibi. Ya bu zorluk seviyesini çoğu kişi sevmiyor da ben seviyorum. Hani ben o yüzden hani bunu genel bir yorum olarak yapmıyorum. Benim için bana sorarsan Lilith gibi en azından bir fight daha olması lazım. İşte bu Duriel'in eee, zorluk seviyesini hani insanlar anlattı. Duriel çok zor, Duriel çok zor falan diyorlardı. Ben öyle bir şey bekliyordum. Hani Lilith gibi bir şey bekliyordum. Ben gittim level 90'da abi kestim. Hani girdim, kestim, çıktım. Level 100 boss'u. O biraz mesela beni üzdü açıkçası. Bence her sezon en azından Lilith gibi. Ha getirsinler basit boss da getirsinler. İşte şu anki o şey sistemi güzel. Yok işte gidiyorsun 2 kere bilmem ne boss'unu kesiyorsun, ondan item alıyorsun. 2 kere diğerini kesiyorsun, ondan item alıyorsun. Sonra gidip Duriel'i açıyorsun falan. O hani yan boss'lar tamam kolay olsun, sıkıntı değil. Ama her sezon böyle Lilith'imsi bir fight getirmeleri lazım bence. Ki insanlar uğraşsın. Bak Lilith nasıl yaktı geçti yani bütün sosyal medyayı. Bir ay boyunca değil mi? Hani ben kaç 250-300 try falan attım. Burada yayında 2 hafta falan sürdü herhalde. 2 hafta non-stop Lilith'e gittik. Hani sosyal medyada konuşuluyor, işte Twitch'e giriyorsun konuşuluyor, YouTube'a giriyorsun Lilith, herkes Lilith'i konuşuyor böyle. Çok büyük bir hype yarattı. Ha gidip one shot atanlar tabii ki var. Boss'u bug'a sokup kesenler var. Onlar ayrı ama genel olarak baktığında Lilith çok büyük taşıdı. Onun gibi böyle boss getirmeleri lazım. Daha çok tier gelsin. Getirirler zamanla bence. Yani ya tier getirirler ya işte item seviyesi getirirler. Bir şey getirirler.
Monsters, you can get more powerful loot, including
İşte
some of those
o
really
noktada abi kendine hedef belirliyorsun. Yani 75'ten sonra sıkılıyorum. Bende de var o. Ona katılıyorum. Çünkü 75'ten sonra abi Tier 4'e geçiyorsun ve yapacak bir şey yok. Yani hep aynı item düşüyor, hep aynı item düşüyor diyoruz. Şu an gerçi item level skalasını yükselttikleri için bir tık daha iyi durumda. Benim mesela orada hedefim işte o Tier 4'e geçtikten sonra hani max level olayım, gideyim Lilith'i keseyim. Benim şu an hedefim hep o. Veyahut da bütün bossları keseyim. Hani Uber bossları keseyim. Ben mesela orada kendime öyle bir hedef belirliyorum. Kimisi var ki ben gidip işte Tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon yapmak istiyorum diyor mesela. Onun hedefi o. Yani bu oyunlarda öyle kendine hedef belirlemen gerekiyor, anladın mı? Şimdi leaderboard gelecek işte atıyorum. Leaderboard'da abi birinci olayım, ikinci olayım. Hani hedef o. Atıyorum. Kimisi için ya benim hedefim o olmaz mesela. Oturup uğraşmam leaderboard'da birinci olayıma. Benim hedefim yine işte her sezonda yeni bir boss gelecek. Benim hedefim o boss'u kesmek, artı yanına bir de Lilith'i kesmek gibi.
techniques from Duriel.
Yes.
And so many other quality of life changes. The mount, I think, is
Mount.
transformed. Uh, and, you know, that's not all we have in store for Season 2. Like we were talking about...
Sıralamayı henüz
in
bilmiyoruz
the opening
tabii.
ceremonies, we
Neye
made
göre
some
yapacaklar
announcements.
bilmiyoruz.
We want to get into more detail about those here today. And a little bit of a sneak peek at, you can see here, season of, I'm going to
Onun
say
hayatta
orange
uğraşmalı
text.
deneyişsizler var bir sanki
Yes,
kaydedemiz
that's
onlar.
definitely
Ya
a
hani
final way.
rekabet etmek istesen
Final
edersin de
no,
ben ya yeri geliyor günde 4 farklı oyun oynuyorum abi. Oturup da o leaderboard'a kasmam yani, anladın mı? Onu kasmak için ana oyunumun bu olması lazım. Bu oyuna da öyle bakmıyorum. O yüzden hani uğraşmam yani. Hani ne gerek.
We're not quite ready to release
Onu
the
düşünmüyorum
season,
bile
but,
yani.
we have a sneak peek of some
Ha
of
bir dönem
the
olur
more
bakarsın
secret
ileride
content
3 yıl
with
sonra 5 yıl sonra oynayacak oyun yoktur. Hadi abi bu sezonda da bununla uğraşalım deyip belki o sezon ona kasarız falan filan.
leaderboards and the gauntlets. So we're really excited to talk about those. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, so we're gonna kick things off with some updates to season 2 that are coming
Ana
really
oyunum
soon.
aslına bakarsan
Literally
yok.
this
Yani
coming
diyorum ya
Tuesday,
yeri
November
geliyor ben
7th.
günde 3-4 farklı oyun oynuyorum. Ya şimdi geceleri bizim tayfayla CS oynuyoruz. İşte gündüz Diablo oynuyoruz. Diablo'dan çıkıyoruz atıyorum. Alan Wake çıktı geçen gün mesela. Alan Wake oynadık. Alan Wake'den önce Lies of P vardı. Lies of P oynadık. Ya ben oyun oynuyorum, anladın mı? Oyuncuyum. Hani o an ne yeni oyun çıktıysa ve ilgimi çekiyorsa o oyunu oynuyorum. Öyle ana bir oyun oynayacak durumda değilim şu an.
We are gonna be adding new
Öyle bir
rings,
mentalitede değilim yani. O
especially
yüzden
malignant rings.
giremiyorum
Developing seasons
şeye.
is an opportunity for us to look for ways
Çünkü diğer oyunları da
to
oynamak
back
istiyorum.
that you, our players, really enjoyed and really engaged with. It doesn't mean that we'll bring things back from every season, but we will look for opportunities.
Onun da en büyük sebebini söyleyeyim. Ben hani birçoklarınız biliyor, bilmeyenler de var. Counter Strike oynadım profesyonel olarak. Ve Counter Strike oynadığım dönemde 10 yıla yakın benim ana oyunum o ve başka hiçbir oyun oynamıyorum. Hani arada evet yan oyunlar oynuyorum. Atıyorum mesela Dota çıkmıştı 2004 yılında. Biz Dota oynamaya başladık yandan ama hani Dota'yı ne bileyim haftada bir kere girip bir map iki map oynuyoruz çıkıyoruz falan. Öyle bir durum var. Dolayısıyla ben o dönemlerde zaten çok fazla oyun kaçırdım. Anladın mı? O yüzden de artık böyle tek bir oyuna bağlı kalmak istemiyorum. Yani düşünsene 10 yıl boyunca hani 2000 yılında başladım Counter Strike'a. 2008 yılına kadar ben her gün bundan pişman değilim bu arada tabii ki. Yani bin bir türlü başarım var, bin bir türlü insanla tanışmışım. Ne bileyim hayatıma çok büyük şeyler katmış. Hiç pişman değilim ama hani bir tarafta da ben Counter Strike öncesi de var bende haliyle bilgisayar oyunları. Bütün hayatım boyunca bilgisayar oyunlarıyla ben doğdum neredeyse. İşte Atari'ler, Commodore'lar, Game Boy'lar ne geliyorsa aklına. Ee, O dönemde tek bir oyun. Hani araya böyle belki bir tane oyun girdi, çıktı. O da çok yan oyun olarak yani hani. Onun bile keyfini tam alamadan. O yüzden bütün oyunları oynamak istiyorum yani hani.
Communities, especially when the community is letting us know how much they enjoyed it, and also we also had a lot of fun with these.
Sonrasında mesela bak
This also
yine paslıyorum da pardon. Sonrasında mesela WoW çıktı abi. WoW yani işte WoW çıktı dediğim ben oynamaya başladım WoW'u. Bu sefer de WoW ana oyun hep. Anladın mı? Hani zaten bir Counter Strike'ı ana oyun, tek oyun oynarken şimdi bir de WoW'a geçtim. WoW'u tek oyun oynuyorum, ana oyun oynuyorum. Yine o sürede de belli bir kesim oyun kaybettim, bir iki expansion. Sonra oldu. İşte Kataklizm'de bir yurt dışına çıktım ben. Değil mi? Kataklizm'de aynen Ukrayna'daydım üniversite için. Geri döndüm. VOD geldi galiba. Kataklizm'den sonra VOD muydu, Mob muydu ya? Mob'tu galiba değil mi? Mob'ta işte. Veyahut da neyse artık o şeyden sonra, Kataklizm'den sonraki expansion. Mob olması lazım. Mob'un sonlarına doğru oldu. Hemen deyip böyle son şeyleri beni baydı. O sıra bir de bizim guild'de de bir dağılma alma olmuştu. Hemen deyip bıraktım. O sıra zaten işte atıyorum Hearthstone çıktı. Yok çıktı. Overwatch çıktı. İşte peşine Heroes of the Storm çıktı falan filan derken böyle bir diğer oyunlara kaymaya başladım. İşte sonra Dota'ydı, şuydu, buydu bilmem ne. Bir yerden sonra diğer oyunları artık böyle oyun. Hani patch geliyor onu oynuyorum, patch geliyor onu oynuyorum. Başka bir oyuna patch geliyor onu oynuyorum diye değiştiriyorum. Ha bu arada de değil yani hani hep böyle oyunu oynadım, bitti, atladım diğer oyuna da değil. Hani ara ara geride dönüyorum. Şimdi mesela bak Diablo'da da Diablo'nun ilk sezonunu oynamadık. İkinci sezonda geri geldik yine level 100 yaptık. Bütün bossları kestik. İşte atıyorum WoW Dragonflight çıktı. Ben bir önceki patch'i Shadowlands'ın sadece başını oynadım. Bir de sonunda biraz oynadım. Dragonflight'ta geri döndüm falan. Sonra Dragonflight'ı bıraktım. Şimdi muhtemelen yine yüklüyorum. Yine açarım Dragonflight'ı falan filan. Yani bir şekilde gidiyorum geliyorum, gidiyorum geliyorum.
it is an opportunity for us to kind of revisit those powers because these are coming not just on to the season, but also to the eternal realm. So these powers you're about to see on these rings, we've tweaked them slightly so that they work with the other uniques in the game, but we feel they're really going to add something for each class and kind of continue on building their kit.
Sezon 2 bitmeden bir tık plus yapmam lazım. Niye?
Get these by defeating Varshan, so I hope everyone's been saving their materials. You do have a little bit of time to farm more if you didn't. So yeah, with that said,
Niye? Bir dakika, Varshan'ı kesin dedi. Niye dedi?
Season, but also to the eternal realm. So these powers you're about to see on these rings, we've tweaked them slightly so that they work with the other uniques in the game, but we feel they're really going to add something for each class and kind of continue on building their kit and that fantasy. You're going to be able to get these by defeating Varshan, so I hope everyone's been saving their materials. You do have a little bit of time to farm more.
Varshan. Varshan hangi boss'tu ya? Bu ağacın oradaki boss mu Varshan? Ağacın oradaki boss'sa materyalleri toplayın diyor. Varshan, ha okey.
So yeah, with that said, we're actually going to
Kolları
move on to the
bacakları
next image,
toplayın.
and we're going to take a look at these. So I originally was going to talk to Brent about his rogue, but when we started doing this, he saw the barbarian ring and switched on me.
I'm sorry. I
Just
threw the
the
whole
worst.
thing
But
off.
so for our rogues out there,
Crit strike chance, crit strike damage, damage crowd control, maximum life. Casting a subterfuge skill leaves behind a decoy trap that continuously taunts and lures enemies. Oo.
For those of you, sorry, excuse me. Use your subterfuge skills.
Varşan atacakmış, evet.
Spawn a decoy, it's going to taunt enemies, and then it's going to explode for a really nice amount of damage. Think you're
Ne
gonna have a lot
kolu?
of fun.
Varşan'ı
Adam,
açmak için
this
kol
is for
bacak bir
you
şeyler
and the rest of
topluyoruz
the
ya.
sorcerers out there.
Yes, Ball Lightning Crew. Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe this will, you'll try something a little different than just ball lightning. For the sorcerer, each unique element that you deal damage with is going to give you increased damage, and then dealing elemental damage again is just going to refresh that duration. So, sling fireball,
Yine eksideyiz diyor.
lightning ball as well, and keep increasing that damage. We have 3 more classes.
Bitti mi?
Take a look at. So next
Varşan
up now
ağzını yüzünü
is the
kırdı mı?
barbarian.
Kaç level'sın sen?
So for our barbarians out there, when you use, there you are, I knew you were out there somewhere. When you next cast Hammer of the Ancients, Upheaval, or Death Blow, it's guaranteed to be a crit. And that crit's gonna deal bonus critical strike damage as well. Exactly, so hit them hard and hit them often, guys.
Güzelmiş.
And I definitely know there's a few druids out there, you guys who don't want to forget about you, exactly.
Oh, Druid's got the loudest crowd
I
here.
know,
Yeah.
represent druids. So for druids, when you are casting your ultimate skill, it is going to
Resistance'larına bir
draw
bak
enemies
derim.
in and deal a huge amount of damage based on your willpower. It will do that when you cast your ultimate and then 5 seconds.
Valla ben orada hiç damage
And then
yemedim o yüzden
lastly, the
bilmiyorum.
Necromancers, rise up!
Bildiğin dümdüz boss'u girdim kestim. Kaç level'a gittim onu da hatırlamıyorum. 80'de mi gittim? Öyle bir şeydi galiba.
So we all love this power, and we know everybody else love this. So we are bringing back that walking near your corpses is going to automatically activate one of the following skills, which is Corpse Tendrils, Corpse Explosion,
Oof.
or Raised Skeleton. So yeah, that's going to be the Malignant Rings, and as we said, you're going to be able to get them from Killing Varshan starting on November 7th. So next week, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kaylee. And again, we're super excited about bringing in these malignant powers from Season 1. Thanks to community feedback and you guys actually wanting these powers back in, we were able to get
Sabah 7'den beri her tayda
things
World
that
Boss
will be coming
kovalıyorum.
out on Tuesday. And again, patch notes actually are going to be available on Diablo4.com for that patch immediately after this panel. So you guys can actually see what's in that update for players on Tuesday, which is awesome to see. So, but we do also have some more information to talk about.
Even more stuff.
Yes, we have some more events taking place in early December.
Oha, hakikaten daha yarım
Kaylee is
saat
gonna
varmış.
Jump right in.
I'll kick us off. Yeah, December 5th is our next update for Season 2. And we've got some additional updates coming in, some quality of life things, and then something Joe is going to talk about. But I'm going to talk about some additional changes to the Occultist. Chris mentioned this yesterday in opening ceremony. So for those of you who may not know, enchanting is what allows you to replace an affix on an item with another. And those that are familiar with this
Bu çok güzel update ha. Ne geleceğini görebilecekmişiz artık. Enchant basarken.
View possible affixes. And when you click on that, it's going to give you a list of the affixes that one could roll into. So that way you're not kind of just blindly guessing and hoping that the one you've picked is going to give you. We think this update, along with the gold changes we have made, is really going to help everybody optimize their build and continue to have fun in the end game. We have also heard
Harbi çok güzel update bu ya.
about affixes and how some of them aren't serving you in the ways you want. We do have plans to talk about both changes to affixes.
Ya da 50 milyon harcayacaksan da bileceksin abi yani. Şuradan listeden hedefim benim abi Dexterity almak yani. Diğerleri umurumda değil. 50 milyon harcıyorsan bu Dexterity için harcıyorum. Anladın mı? En azından bileceksin şeyini. Neye harcıyorsun. Öbür türlü yani ne gelecek bilmiyorsun ki abi. Basıyorsun yani. Hani, belki bir şey gelir.
In the future, but we're not quite ready to talk about it right now.
Yeah, that's right. This is a really important change, and itemization is one of the itemization and endgame are the two things that we're laser focused on
Montunu
right
çok
now.
sevdim.
We're gonna
Çıkar
talk a
onu
little bit more
bebeğim.
about that right up here next with Avatar Zir.
Yeah, and you know, it's awesome to see these occultist changes.
Bu
because
içeriğe de çok
obviously
zor diyorlar bu
feedback
arada, biliyor
has
musun?
been-
Diablo'da
yeah, we've
gördüğümüz,
heard you guys
Diablo
like that
4'te
it, you know,
gördüğümüz
blindly
en zor
choosing
içerik
different
diyorlar.
affixes has been very, very difficult, but with the changes with the cost plus this will be much better, and this update, of course, hitting on December 5th. But other feedback that we've heard a lot about, and Joe knows this as well, has been about Endgame. And so I know you wanted to talk a little bit about
Resistler 70
you know,
olacak.
kind of Endgame
Onu
features that are coming
düzelttiler.
in season 2. So Joe, yeah, do you want to talk
Resistlerin
about
hepsi 70
Yeah,
olacak.
so we want to add more endgame, and then we want to add some more endgame, and then
Some more?
we're going to add more endgame.
Yeah, we're going to add some more after
That's
that.
right,
Okay,
that's
okay,
right,
yeah.
okay.
Ceketleri, şapkaları
And
Avrupa'ya var abi.
In
Şey,
particular,
Türkiye'ye özel bir şey yapmalarına gerek yok ki. Adam bir de onlarla mı uğraşacak yani? Türkiye'ye yollayan da ucuz yollayan mı diyecek? Kaç? 3 kişi alır şunu. Değmez yani. Ben bunu yıllardır söylüyorum abi. Bak Blizzard oyunlarında da WoW'da da çok burada kavgalarını ettik. Adamlar game time'ı çıkarttı. Türkiye'de örnek veriyorum zaten Happy Top'u 1000 tane 2000 tane oyuncu varsa bu 2000 tane oyuncunun 1995 tanesi zaten game time oyundan şey yapıyor. Zaten para veren yok yani hani. O yüzden o adamlar o şeyi yapmaya, o operasyonu düzenlemeye girişmez yani. Çok adam alır. Yok abi çok adam falan almaz ya. Çok adam almaz. Bizim Türkiye'de LoL, Valorant başka bir şey yok. Aynen ben de çok şaşırdım Türkçe dil desteğinin olmasına bu arada. Ben de inanılmaz şaşırdım. Hatta bu kadar oyuncusunun olmasını bile hala şaşırıyorum Türkiye'de.
Thing that we're trying here. This is a seasonal endgame event. So it's temporary, and we're really interested in paying attention to how all of you run through it and your feedback on it to
Ama o da Diablo olduğu için yani. Diablo çok başka bir seviye abi. Diablo çünkü ya hem Diablo'nun çok büyük bir etkisi var. Diablo çünkü bu ARPG oyunlarının veya da genel olarak RPG oyunlarının atası neredeyse. Ya bu oyunlarda ne gördüysen şimdi bu şeylerin mesela renk ayrımları işte renk dediğim renk yani bildiğin. Yok işte sarıydı, maviydi, beyazdı. Bildiğin Diablo'dan çıkma. Düşün şu an her oyunda var, her yerde var. Oyunu bırak artık web sitelerinde bile kullanılıyor o şeyler. Diablo çok başka bir seviye. O yüzden çok büyük ilgi gördü. Bir de dünya çapında zaten çok büyük ilgi gören bir oyun olduğu için. O yüzden hani bu Blizzard oyunu şeyinden çıktı. Hani bu şey gibi. Nasıl diyeyim? Game of the Year adaylarından bir tanesi deyip anladın mı? Bütün dünyanın oynadığı böyle nadir oyunlar vardır ya. Bu öyle bir kafa oldu. O yüzden Türkiye'de de çok oynandı. Ya WoW'a bak abi WoW'da kaç kişi oynuyor WoW mesela atıyorum.
But you probably want to know more about it than just staring at this red portal, right?
Çok örneği var yani.
So, you know, we have a chart that used to be on a napkin, but
It's very beautiful.
Bu ne lan?
When you work with a bunch of designers, they like to make these little flow charts, and then they hand them to you on a napkin.
Player completes the final season's journey. Az siktir. Final season's journey. Complete. Bütün journey'i complete edeceğiz yani. WoW'da çok Türk oyuncu var dediğin abi yani şimdi çok kime göre çok? Hani WoW'un yatırım yapabileceği kadar çok değil. Anladın mı demek istediğimi? Hani al adamlar 10 TL'ye sabitledi. Sonra bir ay sonra zam getirdiler. Kimse almıyor. Bir daha zam gelecek. Anladın mı demek istediğimi? Yani 1000 kişi oynuyor, 2000 kişi oynuyor maksimum. Atıyorum şimdi. Adamların yatırım yapabileceği bir seviye değil o. Ülkeye, anladın mı? Çünkü iş kafası başka bir şey. Yani sen 1000 kişi ya abi güzel oynanıyor diyorsun ama ya bu adamın yatırım yapmasını gerektirecek bir rakam değil o, anladın mı? Ya 1000 kişi ya oynasa ne olur, oynamasa ne olur diyor adam. Haklı olarak. Çünkü o 1000 kişide de şimdi mesela 150 TL yapıyor game time'ı. Adam bakıyor abi 150 TL'yi bile veren yok ki. Normalde sallıyorum 300 TL'ydi ya diyelim. Game time dolar bazında. 150 TL'ye çektik diyor. Kimse almıyor. Ne olacak abi? Ne yapacağız o zaman? Zaten hala herkes token'la alıyor. Falan filan. Ama game time'ı almaya kimse uğraşmaz ama Game Pass'e gelsin o 1000, 2000 kişi, 5000, 10.000 olur. Yani bilemiyorum.
And they go, can you make them
Belki
pretty
olur,
so we
belki
can
olmaz.
show them to
Yeah,
people?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
designer flowcharts.
paint for life. Um, but so you can see here how the flow of Avatar of Zero will work. After you complete the final step of the season journey, you'll be ready to face off against the Avatar. And this is a very, very difficult area. You're going to need to bring all of your skill, but also you're going to need to bring the very
Yalnız güzel ha. Journey'i tamamlayacağız. Bu tamamlamadan kastım hepsini mi yapmamız lazım acaba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tane mi ne var? Bloodforge Sigil diye bir şey resipisi alacağız. Sicili kullanacağız. Dungeon'ı bitireceğiz. Sonra Drops a New Paragon Glyph. Paragon Glyph düşürecekmiş. Ne demek bilmiyorum. Bloodforge Sigil Tier 2 yapacağız. Resipisi düşürecek. Crafter resipisi. Bir de Dungeon Drops Uber Nightmare Dungeon Upgrade Totem. Ha bu şeymiş. Glyph'leri upgrade içinmiş. Completion Drops a New Paragon Announce Normal Glyph XP Uses başa döndük. Buraya geri geldik. Buradan devam ediyoruz. Okay.
best builds. Not every build is going to be able to succeed in Avatar Zero. And that's why it's positioned like after you've really you've defeated Echo of Lilith, you've defeated Duriel, you've got your Uber Uniques, and you're like, what's next? What's the next challenge?
Al bak mesela
Avatar is
Endgame.
meant to be that.
Endgame content'i konuşuyorduk demin. Yeni bir Endgame content'i daha geliyor. Bütün her şeyi bitirdikten sonra zor bir seviye belli ki. Uber'lerini topladın bilmem ne yaptın. Ondan sonra buna geçmen lazım. Hani bunu bu arada ben Twitter'da da birkaç kişiden gördüm. Gerçekten çok zor diyorlar. Dolayısıyla öyle ben 100 oldum haydi giden bunu yapamayacakmışız sanırım.
So you're going to get a recipe for the first tier of Avatar of Zero. When you complete that first tier, you're going to get a recipe for the next tier. And I want to state that there are 25 tiers of Avatar of Zero.
25 tier varmış.
That's fewer tiers than there are of Nightmare Dungeons, but each tier of the Avatar is much more difficult than the tier before. This is not the same as, Nightmare Dungeon 70 to 71. And you're also going to get
Nightmare Dungeon'daki gibi az tier olacak ama 1'den 2'ye geçiş hani 70'ten 71'e geçiş gibi olmayacak diyor. Normal Nightmare Dungeon'lardaki 70'ten 71'e geçiş gibi bir fark olmayacak diyor. Büyük fark olacak diyor. Unique Gift dediği buymuş. Tears of Blood. Next rate is increased at level 50. For every 5 core stats purchased within range, you gain %2 increased damage. Grant %50 bonus to all rare nodes within range. Bonus increased by on level.
That you're going to get so much from this event, and you're going to need it because you're going to want to level up this new unique glyph that you can get as a reward for completing the abattoir. This glyph, the Tears of Blood, is tied to the event and is also persists during the duration of the event. But it will be incredibly useful for increasing your character power so that you can take on those tougher tiers.
Bak bu da güzel mesela.
You can see
Yani
that it has a larger radius
sezon
for
2
glyphs.
çıkıyor.
It can
Sezon
grow,
2'nin
even
ortasında
beyond
yeni
that.
bir endgame
It has,
içeriğiyle geliyorlar.
multiplicative
Bence
powers
güzel.
on it, and it can be leveled up to 200 times. So it is still a capped level, but it has a lot of progression in it.
Awesome. Lots of stuff coming here.
Diablo 3'te falan böyle miydi bilmiyorum veya PoE'de böyle mi?
Which is the end game that we just talked about that. And that will run through
Yapıyorlar mı
the
acaba?
end of season 2. So players can expect, to be able to go through that starting on December 5th with
Bir de bunu devam ettirecekler mi? O önemli tabii ki. Yoksa bu sezona mı özel? Alan yapacak bir şey yok, haydi şunu da ekleyelim mi dediler, yoksa gerçekten plan bu mu?
Kaylee, I know you want to talk a little bit about Midwinter Blight.
Yeah, so for everyone that doesn't live in California, this time of year can be darkening and colder. You might get snow, lots of rain.
Like where I'm from.
Yeah, where you're from, basically. You're going to need the winter clothing. As you return to Fractured Peaks on December 12th, where the Midwinter Blight is taking place.
12 Aralık'ta şey içeriği geliyor, kış muhabbeti.
It's been enveloped in a storm. It's freezing out the locals.
Kış eventi.
It's eternally dark, and there are new horrors lurking, waiting to, make your lives and the inhabitants miserable. So yeah, I hope you brought some ice scrapers with you. Maybe help us get out here.
Yeah, we're working on a special Diablo ice scraper. Reaching out to John Mueller to see if we could get that marketed as soon as we can.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So it's going to start in Kyovashad, and you're going to meet Gillian, a wandering bard, and he's here to try and bring some cheer and warmth, which you can see in the video as we go to that. And he is located in the Hibernal Square.
Abi bu köpek sevme işini ben
He's giving
bilmiyordum
as
ya.
well a warning of the storm and the terrors lurking within. And as you can see, this is a classic Diablo holiday space, decorated mostly in skulls, which we find very festive on the team, personally. Yes, and at its center we have the Totem of Midwinter, which plays a part in the event itself, but I'm not going to spoil that, and we'll kind of go into that. So what's happening outside Kyovashad? You're going to head back out into Fractured Peaks, you're going to explore the zone, and you're going to encounter some sinister snowmen, or what demons consider snowmen, that we're calling frigid husks, which, yes, they're beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful. I will note, I don't actually know if Rod Ferguson, our GM, is here.
No.
He is making me insert this wonderful...
Kardan adam yapmışlar. Bunlar kardan adammış.
So Rod Ferguson, trademark pun. Frosty the Goat Man is what he likes to call these.
I thought you were meant to sing that.
Yeah,
No, we're not gonna. Okay, we're nixing the singing. No singing. Okay. All right, so who's building these? I mentioned demons, so you're going to see some familiar faces, but they're under a new allegiance. These Blight Fiends have new tricks, new ways to terrorize and harass both you and the locals. And they're just generally causing mischief and terror under the orders of their leader, who is the Red-Cloaked Horror. He lives in the darkest corners of Fractured Peaks, emerging only with the storm. And he is
Altyazının yarısı gitti.
really mad at anyone disrupting his plans, and he's going to try and make you dead. I think he looks really jolly, personally. I'm a big fan.
Again, another Rod Ferguson pun.
Here we go.
And this one I will sing.
Oh,
I will.
Okay.
Eyvah şarkı
Red
söylüyor.
Cloak Terror.
Oh, God.
There we go. All right.
Oh.
Just leaving now. We're done.
He doesn't even have a nose.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I know. Rod has the worst puns. We know that.
Okay,
So.
all right. So what are you going to be doing? You're going to be heading out into Fractured Peaks. So we're going to bring up a video of some of the kind of gameplay a little bit here. You're going to encounter the Blight Fiends, having a really jolly time.
They are
there they
cute.
are. They are.
This is the cutest little,
Yeah, well, we're
need
going to
them
ruin
to
their
murder
day.
them.
Yes, exactly.
Snow globe of these.
Murder, destroy those snowmen. And you're going to engage in a number of events that are unique to Midwinter Blight, destroy Frigid Husk, defeat the Blight Fiends, and if you disrupt things enough, you may end up summoning the Red-Cloaked Horror himself, who's, as I said, very annoyed at you. And participating in these is going to give you resources that you can take back to the Hibernal Square to progress the events. And
And some rewards.
Right, the rewards, because what's a festive event without presents and gifts and, things in general. So we have a number of
Açık dünya eventi yine.
cosmetic rewards that you'll be able to earn through participating on the event itself. So these are selection of weapons, and then we also have some really cool back trophies. I really like them. They've got bells, and there's some wreaths and lots of skulls, because we do like that here. We have a theme, and we're going to stick to it. So this starts on December 12th. Really hope everyone comes and slays with us.
There we
There you
go.
go. Got
A
one
Kaylee
in.
pun.
There we go. Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
They
So,
clapped for it. Good.
I was not expecting that, actually. But yeah, that's Midwinter Blight.
Awesome. It's great to hear more information about all these updates coming in. And Midwinter Blight's great because community feedback has been, we've heard a lot of people wanting more cosmetic options. And so now you have the ability of actually unlocking some skulls and bells.
Selam Olivek, hoş geldin.
That you can actually incorporate to your character with Midwinter Blight. But all this information is going to be available again
Boss'a
on
4
blog on
dakika.
Diablo4.com
Bol şans size.
Panel. And
İyi
we're looking
lootlar.
forward to getting all these updates in everyone's hands for Abattoir Zir, the Occultist updates, and of course Midwinter Blight.
Video
But
izliyoruz.
moving on, we do have additional information to talk about Season of the Orange Text, as you called it.
That's right.
Joe. So Joe, can you
Season
tell
of
us a little
Orange
bit more
Text.
about,
Ha, bir sonraki
what's coming
sezonla
Yeah,
sezondan
so
bahsediyorlar herhalde.
More endgame.
next?
İyi, sağ ol, sen nasıl gidiyor Voli? Ha yo, bir sonraki sezon değil. Daha çok endgame içeriği. Nice.
This is such a cool piece. This is
Yo,
relevant
sezon
for the
3 işte.
season, and I'm excited to find out what happens with this guy. But I want to talk a little bit about one part of season 3, and there will be many more parts of season 3. We're going to talk about these more in future campfire chats. But we wanted to talk a little bit about leaderboards, leaderboard-driven trials.
He wants it.
This guy wants
That
it,
guy over
and so
there.
we're going to make it.
Thanks, Guy.
We weren't going to make it, but. And so
Weekly
the way this
challenge
is gonna
dungeon,
work
the
is
content.
when Season 3 players reach World Tier 4, they're going to be able to compete in the Gauntlet, which is a fixed seed, non-linear dungeon where your mastery and your skill are going to be needed to achieve the highest scores. And those best scores are going to appear on the leaderboards. Now, every time you enter the Gauntlet, it's going to be exactly the same. That means the monsters and their positions, the layouts, the affixes. And because it's non-linear, you have some choices about how you're going to progress through to maximize your score. And of course, if you're playing in a party, you can choose like which direction each party member is going to go, and you really have an opportunity to optimize it.
Okay.
Loot will drop at the end of the timer, so you don't have to worry about picking it up on the way. And as you're killing monsters and you're opening chests, you're going to get instead
Story'de 180 GB.
pickups called Proofs of Might.
WoW bile 90 GB ya, inanamıyorum. Download ediyorum da şaka gibi abi.
Collect as many as possible to maximize your score.
Yani 90 GB
So,
az bence
at the
WoW
beginning
için.
of each week, a new gauntlet is going to replace the current one, and the leaderboards will reset. Now, this is an image of the solo barbarian ladder we can see here. I want to caution that it is in development content, so some things may change by the time we get to season 3. But we wanted to show off to really give
Call of Duty
all of
Cold
you,
War 160 ya da
an
170
idea, a visual
GB'tı.
idea of
Kafayı yemiş Call of
how
Duty
this
ya.
is gonna play out.
Call of Duty Warzone
And
indiriyorsun
you can also
abi.
see on this
Warzone
next,
update geliyor 100
image
GB
that,
falan.
We have
Ne yapıyorsun
a number
abi?
of filters.
Oyunu
So
baştan silip
there are
baştan
solo
yüklüyor falan.
leaderboards for each class, as well as party leaderboards that vary with party size. Of course, hardcore leaderboards. And then when you look at the leaderboards, you'll be able to filter
Skoru
them
neye göre?
locally or by platform. You can filter by your friends or your clan.
So I know I'm better than Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm right here. You don't have to talk to me. If you played Barb, you would be able to.
2,5 MB indiriyoruz, eziyet resmen. Ya ben 12 ile falan indiriyorum da yine de eziyet abi.
so, you know, I
İki
mentioned
oyun aynı anda
leaderboards
oynayamıyorsun
every
yani.
week, but
Oyun seçmek
the very
zorundasın.
best players from each week's leaderboard are going to be recorded in the Hall of Ancients.
Abi bir
This
de
is a
şeyi
permanent
düşün.
leaderboard that will cement their
Retail'i
legacy.
düşün. Old Saber.
And you don't just
Hani
have to be
Azeroth'u var,
the very
Outland'i
top
var.
ranking on the leaderboards to participate in the
Var
gauntlet.
oğlu var.
All World Tier 4 players will be able to take their shot at participating in the gauntlet and progressing to the leaderboard.
So that means you don't have to be level 100 to participate at all.
No, you don't. In fact, if you look at this wonderful UI that we have up here, you can see that as you're leveling up and competing in the gauntlet and getting higher and higher score, you'll earn these seals. And
Benim öyle bir
as
lüksüm
you are
olmadı.
earning these seals, you'll be able to climb up until eventually you get
Yazık
these seals
vallahi
for
bize.
ribbons, and then you'll be able to jump into the leaderboard. And you can show these off on your character profile and game.
Awesome. Very cool. And then I know with leaderboards, that coming in Season 3, with all the information that we've been sharing here, again, I'm just reminding everyone that you can end up checking all this out on the site afterwards. We'll have all the artwork up there. And of course, all the information that we provided even on the expansion stuff will end up being there. And I just want to remind everyone in the community
Güzel,
that,
Diablo paneli
thanks
iyiymiş.
to you guys and the feedback that we've
Değil
actually
mi?
gotten
Ben
into
beğendim.
Diablo 4. We've been able to
Hem bu sezon gelecek içerikler, hem önümüzdeki sezon... Gerçi önümüzdeki sezonu daha duymadık tam da. Leaderboard duyduk en azından.
Reddit, wherever you post at, let us know. Even here at BlizzCon, it's a huge help for the whole entire team. So thank you guys again. Thank you Diablo community for making the game a better experience for
Bu sezon gelecek şeyler özellikle
I
hoşuma
know we
gitti.
do have some time for Q&A as well. We did leave a
Tabii
question
teoride,
box
pratikte
out in
nasıl
Hall
olacak?
A, which is the Diablo Hall
Göreceğiz.
here at BlizzCon. And then, of course, we asked on social media for questions through our fans that could not attend BlizzCon. But we grabbed the ones that seem to be pretty regular repeats specifically. So we'll kind of just jump right in on them. The first question, I think this one would be good for Kaylee. Will there be more intermediate progression dungeons and bosses between Tier 4 and Uber Lilith?
Yeah, so we had this question a bit, and the short answer is yes.
Yeah,
We've
gonna.
already started doing this with the boss.
First question, I think this one would be good for Kaylee. Will there be more intermediate progression dungeons and bosses between Tier 4 and Uber Lilith?
Yeah, so we had this question a bit, and the short answer is yes. We've already started doing this with the boss ladder, Uber Duriel, and we're looking for even more opportunities with which to give everybody things to tackle as they're working their way towards Uber Lilith, as well as, things for people to pursue once they defeat Uber Lilith. So yes, and as we develop those, we will share more information.
Uber Lilith'e kadar ara bir şeyler olacak mı?
Awesome, thank you, Kaylee.
Tier
This
4'te.
one's an expansion question.
O da evet diyor.
Brent, I will give this over to you. Will there be a season
hasta oluyorum
journey
galiba ya.
when expansion launches?
Yeah, we know we have a large community with players who like to play in a bunch of different styles. So when Vessel of Hatred launches, we're going to have stuff for Eternal players. We're going to have seasonal content. We're going to have people who want to continue to play vanilla, people who want to jump into the expansion. Basically, we're going to have something for everybody to have fun with.
Cool. Thank you, Brent. Tiffany, this one for you. Will we have a system to save and switch between builds? A very popular
Aynen. Build'lar arası değişiklik.
So the reason Adam says this is a great question for me is because I ask Joe this all the time. It's something I'm also very, very passionate myself.
Lütfen
and
olsun
lots of
ya.
the development team and lots of the community is very passionate about. So for those of you that played Diablo 3 are very familiar with the Armory. This is something that we brought to the game in patch 2.5. And so we've been talking about it for a very long time. There's so many different things, so many activities, like so much room for activities in Sanctuary, and so many different things to be doing, whether you're playing by yourself, playing with a group, PvP, et cetera, et cetera. There's Paragon board customization, there's build customization, there's outfit customization, what gear you're wearing. So we want to be able to have an easy way to switch between those, so you can keep playing and keep, min-maxing all of your experiences while you're in the game. So we have nothing to announce in terms of when it's coming, but it's something that we're talking about all the time and hoping to bring to Diablo as soon as we possibly.
Konuşuyoruz diyor
Awesome,
sadece.
I know. It's a thing that a lot of people
Hani üzerinde çalışıyoruz değil de konuşuyoruz. Ya bu da illa getirecekler de ne zaman?
Have that saved. It's something that the team most definitely is working on. Next question we have is from someone who's actually attending here at BlizzCon and is actually a content creator. Was in our opening ceremony as well.
In the opening ceremony reel.
From Don the Crown, and I think he actually made like a decision to come to BlizzCon like 24 hours before BlizzCon started.
So he could be here right now.
He could be here right now.
We just really wanted to ask this question.
Yes, exactly. But I will say this question also came from a lot of people. But Don the Crown asked, do you intend to add more sources of living steel to the game?
Oh, yeah.
Living
that
steel.
Demon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah.
No, it's, that particular summoning material, we've certainly heard and experienced doing Helltides. It feels much more stingy than the other summoning materials. And so we want to make some improvements there. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so expect improvements coming down the pipe for that. And by the way, I just want to thank everyone for not putting your names in the box, because I would have completely screwed up half the names in there, as I normally do. So I appreciate people who do not put their names on there. You're the best. Last thing I need to do is butcher that in front of like 5,000 people. Will the expansion feature a group finder or global chats? As social features, I know we've heard a lot of questions about Brent.
Yeah. Social's a really big part of the game, and we see what
Group
everybody's
Finder.
doing with how they're leveraging trade chat to kind of work around some things. Our social team finds this incredibly important, right? Like, we got a lot of different ways to play the game, and we want to make sure that all of your communities can find each other.
Global
and
chat
come
yok
together.
muymuş
We
ya
gotta-
oyunda?
We actually have to
Ben onu
really get some
bilmiyordum.
tools in
Hiç
there
bakmadığım için.
to get to that point where
Group
everybody
Finder
has a
yani
really
önemli
smooth
değil. Olsa
social
da olur, olmasa da
experience.
olur.
So our
Olması
goal
bir
is to make
zarar
sure that we
vermez.
get, as many of those tools in place before we actually get to the expansion.
Yeah, and I really want to make a special call out to, we have an entire part of our team who are focused on social and the player experience, and they are so dedicated and so enthusiastic and are just amazing people to work with, and they're paying attention to the things that everybody's talking about and need, and trying to figure out the best plan to get those kind of things to you in the best time frame.
Awesome. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Kaylee. And then we have a kind of a last question here. This is from Knox, wherever you are here at BlizzCon. What are your plans? There we go.
There he is.
We found him. What are your plans for itemization moving forward? A very, very popular question.
All right.
The question.
The question for Joe Shelley.
Yes.
Do we have a panel after this, or? No, this is a very serious and important question, right? And while we're not ready to share all of the plans for itemization that we have going forward, the team is working on the problems that we see with itemization right now, right? I think I was watching, what was that, Carbot video, I think, recently. And,
Shout out to Carbot. Love his
you
anime.
get, the character gets two items, and they're trying to compare it, and pulls out his sort of monocle, and he's going through it. It's too difficult right now to compare items. It takes a lot of time.
Evet.
And we want to make that better. We also
Itemları kıyaslamak çok
want
zor falan filan.
there are some affixes that are very conditional or have several layers of conditionality. Sometimes this gets, shorthand for this is a damage on Tuesdays, right? Like, really good on, it's a couple days from now, it'll be incredible. But we think that there are too many of those that have really complicated conditional effects, and it's really hard to bring those into builds, and it contributes, as Kaylee was saying earlier, to a feeling of having it be very difficult to customize your items in a way that lets you get exactly the affixes that you want on your build.
Get that build you're looking for,
Exactly. So that's something that we want to review. We also know that when you are optimizing your gear, the goal of that is to have the effect be that you feel that power. So you you are customizing your gear, and then you go out and you want to be able to visually tell immediately, like, yeah, this made a difference, right? And then, of course, we also want to add more ways to modify items and add on additional complexity to items, sort of through, this is often talked about in the context of crafting, right? Better ways to modify items in that way, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know I'm going to throw another question at you, though, because there has been a lot of
Düşünüyoruz
talk about
yine.
the amount of aspects that are within the game. And
Yeah.
so, you know, do we have any
Aa
plans
bunu
on what
duymuş.
we'll
Buna cevap
for
mı acaba o?
aspects specifically?
Aspektleri galiba şeye
Yeah,
çekiyorlarmış
so it's
hepsini
gonna take us a
kodekse.
little bit of time to get this right.
O çok
Probably
güzel.
won't see it in season 3, but soon after that. But we want to get the aspect crystals out of your inventory and into the Codex of Power.
Bu müthiş. Benim için. Tam benim için yani. Sezon 3'ten sonra dedi de.
I think they quite like that.
I'm glad.
Ben sürekli vıcık vıcık bütün aspektleri çıkartıyorum ya. Onları kodekse koyacaklarmış. Nasıl koyacaklar bilmiyorum da. Yok, dungeon'dan düşecek değil. Hepsi kodekse düşecek. Yani muhtemelen bilmiyorum tabii ki o sistemi nasıl yaparlar da belki hepsi dungeon'dan düşer dediğin gibi. O da olabilir. Belki de o hani dungeon'lardan düşmeyenleri hani disenchant ediyor, şey yapıyoruz ya, çıkartıyoruz ya aspektini. O çantamızda kristal olarak durmayacak da direkt kodekse gidecek. Ama o kodekste nasıl bir liste yapacaklar onu bilmiyorum tabii. Aynısından mesela örnek veriyorum ben %13 buldum, %15 buldum, %17 buldum, %18 buldum. Hepsini nasıl koyacak oraya? Mesela onu nasıl listeleyecekler bilmiyorum.
And there are lots of opportunities for upgrading it or bringing affixes that you found and
Yer tasarrufu çok büyük. Benim 4 şeyim, çantam tamamen bankada aspekt dolu. 3 pardon. Ben de 3 kasa 3. Ya bir de şeyde yapamıyorsun. Bu arada. Hem kendi build'ın, oynamak istediğin build'ın aspektleri duruyor. Ya yarın öbür gün build değiştirmek istesen o aspektleri tutamıyorsun. Mesela başka bir build'ın aspektlerini de saklayayım diyemiyorsun. Çok kötü.
A lot of awesome things coming down the road, and I do want to remind everyone that this Tuesday
See
we have
you in
an
Sanctuary.
update with 5 new malignant rings that will be hitting the game. You can farm Varshan to earn those rings specifically, and those rings are in eternal and seasonal, which is great to hear as well. And then of course on December 5th we have our
Güzel.
year. Google Abattoir if you don't know what that is. I did.
Slaughterhouse.
It's a slaughterhouse.